Good morning. It's Thursday, November 30th. Thanks for joining us for Up to the Minute. I'm Dr. Lana Pigou, HCC Northwest Director of Communications, and with me today is Dr. Darren Baskin, Executive Director, Honors College and Weekend College. Good morning, Dr. Darren.
Well, hello, Lana. How are you? It's been a while since I've seen you. How's things been?
It's been going good. Will you tell everyone how to find us on social media, please?
Of course I will. We're live on the Houston Community College District Facebook page, not the HCC page. You can also find us on YouTube, uh, X, formerly Twitter, LinkedIn, and HCCTV at noon, 5, and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Like, I got to tell you, I don't even know why we say X, because everybody just knows it as Twitter. I mean, it's just almost silly at this point. But anyway, today we're traveling to Sugar Land for Family Fun Day to see how they light up Constellation Field for the holidays. Garrett will be with you shortly.
Thank you, guys.
But first, as we wrap up Native American Heritage Month, we welcome someone who is speaking tonight at an HCC presentation called Left Out. Welcome to the show, Michael. We're looking forward to hearing more about Native American culture in your presentation.
Thank you very much.
Before, we're great to have you here, honestly. But before we get into that, tell us about your experience in the Native American community, including your work with the Ho-Chunk Nation.
I am a citizen of the Cherokee Nation. I have a place in the Ho-Chunk Nation. I'm a citizen there. My family's from Oklahoma, although I was born in Texas. It's a difficult question to ask because it's just my life. I mean, that's who I am. It's part of my identity. Was a journalist before I was a lawyer, and then when I became a lawyer, I worked for tribes. I've always had an interest in Indian law and all the types of laws that affect Native peoples. At some point, I've worked for tribes, including the Ho-Chunk Nation. And that right now, I'm a professor at the Southern University Law Center, where I'm also a senior fellow at the Native American Law and Policy Center.
That's great. So you're speaking tonight at the Eastside campus. So for starters, when and where will it be held?
Oh, it's going to be at 6 o'clock, and I don't have that information right in front of me at the moment. It's going to be at 6 o'clock. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to pull it up right now. It's 6 o'clock, the Eastside campus, and sorry, I don't have that information right up right now.
No worries. It's going to be at our HCC Southeast campus, and we'll have that information posted so folks know where to find out all that information if they want to go and see your presentation tonight.
Lovely.
So let's move on. So as we approach the end of Native American Heritage Month, what does it mean to you?
I think everybody should enjoy their turkey. But I also think that people need to be mindful of, they need to be thankful for what they have, but also be mindful of what natives have lost and contributed to this country, so that it can experience the blessings and prosperity and freedom that it has today. Natives have contributed considerably to this nation, not only in terms of land, but also in terms of culture and science and arts and literature and economically. And a lot of people don't see those things and aren't reminded. I'd ask everybody as part of Native American Month to learn about that stuff. That's kind of what it means to me. And that's why I give the talks I do.
Okay. So how can people do what you propose?
I think they can learn what tribes were in their area at the time where they live. Try to learn about those things, learn what happened to them and learn where they are today, learn what they're doing today, patronize Native businesses. I mean, every place in the United States was once Indian land. So there's guaranteed there either is a tribe or was a tribe there. Learn the history. I would encourage them to read some of the great Native American writers we have, both fiction and nonfiction. Go see, and kind of topical today, go see Killers of the Flower Moon. Now, do that and go read some of the things that native people think about the movie. Go see how they're reacting. Because what I think another thing that people need to know is that native peoples are alive and thriving today. And how they're portrayed in the media has, both in terms of the mascot issue and things like Killers of the Flower Moon, it affects real people living and in your community today. And we need to be reminded of that.
Yeah, okay. I have to ask you, one of the things that I've been really interested in, and I think that Native Americans are again having their moment. They're being more exposed in TV shows. For example, Reservation Dogs. I just watched Fry Bread Face and Me, which I thought was fantastic. How are you feeling about how the exposure of Native Americans in the contemporary world are going?
I couldn't be more happy. We've long had people in Hollywood and people in the arts and literature, but it's nice to see it finally coming to the fore with all these current. I think Native culture has a lot to contribute and has contributed. That's kind of what my talk is about, is all the things that people don't know that natives have put into the well of knowledge and the well of culture. I just couldn't be happier. Another trend that you're seeing today is the political and economic power of tribes. There are a lot of tribes in the swing states, and those tribes generally vote in one direction, not always Democrat, usually Democrat, but not always Democrat. And they either cover or substantially cover the margin of victory in those states. So we're seeing, especially like in Arizona, you're seeing tribes make a difference, and people are trying to have to respond to that. The economics are also really great. I don't know if people know, but every Hard Rock Cafe in the world, except for like 3, is owned by the Seminole tribe. And
that's right.
The Seminole tribe owns is it Seminole? A tribe owns a investment banking firm on Wall Street. Tribes own lots of things. It's not just casinos. They're expanding and diversifying what they're holding.
Right. The other question I have for you is that when something comes out about Native Americans, suddenly people who don't talk about being Native American, suddenly they have somebody in their family. I'm part this, I'm part that. And I don't want to say it's co-opting somebody else's culture. I had a roommate. One roommate was African American. She never talked about being Cherokee, but suddenly when Dances with Wolves came out, she just talked about being Cherokee all the time. And my other roommate, who's Caucasian, said, "Oh yeah, well I've got Blackfoot Nation in my family." My feeling is, but be proud of who you are, but what are you doing to contribute to moving the culture forward and exposing and nurturing the Native American culture? How do you feel about that, being Native American?
I actually write on tribal citizenship and the interplay between citizenship and identity and culture. And I find it very difficult to try to silence people who want to talk about their own experience and their own background. I don't know that I have the right to say, you can't say who your ancestors were. You can't bring that up. Now, that is not to say that there are people who are out there who have no substantial connection to the culture and who are trying to use that as a way to promote themselves or get ahead in the world and or as marketing. I mean, that's clearly kind of unethical, disrespectful. But I have a hard time saying, no, you can't tell me who your ancestors were. If it's just, I mean, there's who's the singer? Buffy Sue St. Marie? Is that her name?
Yes.
Yeah. So she's
Yeah.
gotten a lot of flack, and I don't know enough about that issue to have an opinion really one way or the other. We had a recent example in Wisconsin of a woman who had been deeply embedded in our community and came out that she used to dress traditional and a lot of stuff, and came out that she was not native, to my knowledge. That's my understanding. I don't know a whole lot about that. I know what the kind of conventional wisdom is, but I don't know that it's a very difficult issue for me. I mean, I understand like there's a set of Cherokee scholars that came out with a statement. I think this was after Elizabeth Warren, the Elizabeth Warren issue about her being Cherokee, and they made a statement about you should only do this if you're a citizen. You can only claim it if you're a citizen. I'm not sure that that's fair. I also, so I see both sides, but I don't think either side has it completely right. That's just my perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we can go on and on like this because I think this is fascinating. I think what you bring to the table is absolutely fascinating. So thank you, Michael Rusco of Osser Law Firm, law professor, Native American, and featured speaker tonight during an HCC speaker series. And we'll have your information in our post after the show so everybody can find that information and go see your presentation tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, Darren.
Lana, that was an amazing conversation. I really, I've said this on several shows before. If I had not took the direction I took in psychology, my direction was going to be history. And just hearing about the history and that just brings so many warm feelings and fuzzies to me because I just love history and I love knowing about it. I love hearing about it. And someone that is involved in it is like an amazing person to me. So great job, Michael. So moving on, let's get into some of the good things and saying that we are now in the season of giving. We're in the season of forgiveness. We're in the season. Let's bring on Garrett Greene, who is the media relations manager and broadcaster for the Sugar Land Space Cowboys. Now, let me just say, before we even get started, we both have said Space Cowboys in a sentence at the same time. I just want to make sure we underline that point.
Absolutely.
Yes. So, hey, Garrett, welcome to the show. Before we get into this whole holiday aspect of our visit today, our conversation, first, here we go. It is again. Tell us about the Space Cowboys. Who are they and their connection to the Houston Astros?
Yeah, so the Sugar Land Space Cowboys are the AAA affiliate of the Houston Astros. So what that means is that we are one of their 4 minor league farm teams. So we are actually just one step below the major leagues. So our players and coaches that we have that are here for us for our season, which runs end of March all the way through kind of late September. Those are all players who are trying to get to the Astros, or if you ever hear the phrase, a guy has been optioned from Houston and he's sent back down to the minors, normally they're coming back to us. We're a team that's been around since 2012. We initially existed as the Sugar Land Skeeters in the Independent Atlantic League. But then in 2021, whenever Major League Baseball did a bunch of shifting and reaffiliation, the team became the AAA for the Astros. Makes perfect sense with us being 25 minutes with no traffic from Sugar Land to Minute Maid Park. And then in 2021, the team in 2022, the team rebranded and took on the moniker of Space Cowboys. So that's just a little bit about who we are and where we exist in the world.
That's amazing. And just, all cards on the table, Garrett. I am not a baseball fan unless I'm sitting in Minute Maid Park. Now,
well, I was going to say guys like Jeremy Pena, who I think that everyone for the Astros knows his name. Guys like Brian Abreu, even this year, JP France. Those are all guys who have played for us, and then they end up contributing in a big way in the major league level.
Oh, that's amazing. And that's great to hear. So that's really good. And so now let's jump into this holiday conversation. And for those who might not know, can you just explain to them what the Sugar Land holiday lights are?
Yeah, so it's a tradition that's been going on down here in Sugar Land for a while now. So we take the ballpark and transform it into a winter wonderland. So this year we have over 3.5 million Christmas lights. We have lights all throughout the seating bowl, down on the field, all along the concourse. There are all different areas for you to explore. There are light tunnels. There's Santa's workshop. There's like a curtain of lights that's on the grandstand. So it's this really great holiday tradition that we have, that we transform a baseball stadium into a ballpark lights experience that runs, all the way until the beginning of January. And they pretty much start putting the lights up essentially the day after our season ended in late September.
Wow. So I just want to make sure we say this number again. How many lights did you say, Garrett?
3.5 million lights.
And that's with the M, correct? We're saying
million, yes, with an M. Three and a half million lights.
Do you know that in my entire life, I've never counted to 1 million? So how will I ever get to 3 million? And
I would say just take it in and enjoy it. If you're here counting each individual bulb, you might be here long after they shut off.
Exactly, but I bet it's a beautiful, beautiful sight. So, and how long is the event going to be going on? When does it end?
Yeah, so it started November 19th, actually. So this is about our third full week that it's going on. The lone day during this run that it was closed was this past Monday. That's for rebulbing. So anything that maybe burned out in the first week or something like that. But now we are open every day all the way through New Year's Day. So Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Holiday Lights is open. So people can come out and experience this and enjoy it. So we are here every night. Gates open at 6 pretty much every night. And they run till either 9 or 10 o'clock for the event, just depending on whether it's a weekend or a weeknight. But we are here every night from now until the first of the new year.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. And so are the lights in decorative? Are they creating like different illusions of different pieces of Christmas or a holiday spirit? Is that how it's set up?
Yeah. So, I'm looking at the infield right now from where I'm sitting. So we've got some giant light up moose, an igloo, some polar bears, some penguins there. Down the right field line, we've kind of got like 12 Days of Christmas set up in lights. There's a Texas light theme section that's down there on the concourse. Out in left field, we have kind of like Santa's fishing experience out there. Like I said, there's a wall of curtain lights that's up on the main grandstand. So there are different pockets that create all these different little settings, along with just a lot of lights. And about every 40 minutes or so, there is a big light show that happens where the music times up with all the lights down on the field. They're singing light bulbs and 50-foot Christmas trees. So anything and everything that you can imagine, we've got it for Sugar Land Holiday Lights.
Oh, that sounds amazing. And I'm going to have to get out there now that I know that it's amazing. So aside from the lights, are there other things that happen at the Holiday Lights event?
Yeah, I mean, we're a baseball team, so that's one of the great things about minor league baseball during the season is it's not just baseball, it's giveaways, it's promotions, and we carry that same attitude into Holiday Lights. So we have a couple of just kind of daily promotions. Most Mondays are Family Mondays, so we have a bundle of tickets, hot chocolate, hot dogs that you can get. We partner with Goodwill to have Goodwill Mondays, so if you donate, receive a free ticket to Holiday Lights. We have lights and leashes, so that's where you can come out with your dog on Sundays that we have, along with various promotional giveaways. We have an ugly sweater jersey giveaway. We have Centerfield Cinema, where we show movies on our giant State of Texas scoreboard that we have in Centerfield. So Muppet Christmas Carol is coming up this week. We'll have Frozen and the Polar Express as well later on throughout the course of the year. There's cowboy karaoke. We have a cornhole tournament. So there's all kinds of things going on besides just the spectacular lights display that you're seeing every night.
Oh, that's amazing. This sounds like an amazing event.
It's 45 days of us just blowing it out for the holidays to the best of our ability.
That's amazing. And so did you guys add anything new this year to holiday lights?
We did. So we added about 500,000 lights. We'd been at about 3 million. So we found some spots for about another 500,000 lights out here this year. But the big addition is going to debut this weekend, where we have snow here at Sugar Land Holiday Lights. So out in just beyond the center field wall, just right outside of the gate there, we're going to have a snow slide. So it's two 35-foot ice slides that'll be put out fresh every day. And then we also have a snow play area that we're going to have out there as well. So an opportunity, we always hope that we get a white Christmas and snow and things like that. It doesn't always work out that way. We are doing our part to make sure that if people want to come out and enjoy snow sledding, things like that, we've got them for them here at Holiday Lights. That's this weekend, next weekend, and then it's every day, December 15th, all the way through Christmas Day.
Oh, wow. See, now you're really trying to get me out there, Garrett, on that slide. So tell us one last thing in 30 seconds or less.
Okay.
When does the Space Cowboys seasons start back up?
Our season starts back up on March 29th on the road, but then we're home either March 31st or April 2nd. And our season runs all the way just 1 week shy of the Major League season. So we run all the way through September 24th. We have 75 home games. The guys who play for us are the guys you're going to be seeing with the Houston Astros in the near future.
Oh, amazing. And great shout out, media relations. I see that. Thank you, Garrett Greene, a media relations manager and broadcaster for the Sugar Land Space Cowboys. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
We'll have the info in our post after the show.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Oh, that sounds like fun, especially with the dogs. I'd bring my dogs out, but they're not as well behaved. I'm sure other people's animals are, but that's pretty cool. I think I'm going to try that one. There's so many lights.
I think I'm going to go.
Yeah. I live here by Space Center Houston, and they've got one going on, which is really cool, but it's so expensive.
And
oh my gosh.
I can't, you are hitting, like, this is a time where things should be relatively reasonably priced for families, because everybody wants to get out and see lights. And, I should have asked Garrett how much it was to get into, and hopefully we'll have that at the end of the show, how much it is to get into the light show over there, but we'll have it at the end of the show. We'll post it. Absolutely.
We had a good show today. So let's get to the announcement. So St. Teresa Catholic Church has announced funeral services for HCCTV's longtime host and friend, Lawrence Larry Payne. One of Houston's strong servant leaders for well over 30 years, Larry passed away Sunday after a long illness. His visitation will be Monday, December 4th, and Mass will be held Tuesday, December 5th. All are welcome. And for more information, you can call St. Teresa's Catholic Church.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that, because that's important information. And so the Instructional Ensembles Fall Concert is coming up too, Lana. HCC will present selections by the instrumental and jazz ensembles. I've been to these shows before, Lana, and they are amazing. This one is going to be 7:30 p.m. Tuesday, November the 30th at the HCC Heinen Theater, and it's free, but we prefer you to register. So check our post at the end of the show for more information.
Yeah, we have some great musicians here at HCC. And speaking of which, we have a big band concert coming up. The award-winning Monday Night Big Band will play classic arrangements from the big band era during this special performance that's directed by HCC faculty member Woody Witt, and that is Monday, December 4th at 7:30, and that will be at the HCC Northwest Performing Arts Center. So check out our post after the show for more info.
Oh yeah, love it. So Night Under the Stars. Again, keeping in theme with our holidays. Frogger Open House at the HCC Southeast is showing off its innovative education programs at the HCC Frogger Felix campus during the open house. In addition to the Finder Park ribbon cutting, it will also feature interactive demonstrations, an Apple Lab, engineering makerspace, and the astronomy telescope demo, and of course, my favorite thing, food. They will have food there. This will be 6 to 8 p.m. Thursday, December the 7th, and it's going to be at the HCC Felix Fraga Academic Campus in the STEM building. This one is also free, but we would recommend that you register just to ensure that we have enough food for you. So
that's great. You know, I used to work in the music industry. I was a promoter and a publicist. And if we wanted the media to show up, we always said, and we'll have food there. So that's always a great draw.
Amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, system-wide, we will have student juried exhibitions. These in-person and virtual exhibitions feature art studio students across the HEC system and will be juried for awards in a variety of mediums. And that is through December 8th at HCC Galleries system-wide. Registration is not necessary. Everyone's welcome. Check out our post after the show for more info.
And finally, as we love to announce, the spring registration is open. This also includes the mini semester that we offer during the holidays. So the HCC spring registration is ongoing, and it includes the popular mini semester during the winter break. All courses are either in person, online, or hybrid. And as we know, we have 5 modalities in which we offer our courses: online anytime, online on a schedule, hybrid, in person, and hybrid lab. To learn more about HCC programs, start dates, and options to cover your costs, please join us at hccs.edu/apply. And we also got a message back from Garrett Greene, and he says that the tickets start at $12 for the holiday lights in Sugar Land. So amazing prices.
That really is. Thank you for mentioning that. And coming up tomorrow, we'll visit with Coleman College about its occupational therapy program, and it will be Film Friday, always a fun day for us. So thank you for joining us on this last day of November. Dr. Darren, it's been a pleasure as always, and we'll see you all next time.
Sounds good. Have an amazing day.
Bye-bye.